Hi, it's Kirsty here, and I've got a quick video for you with some exercises that you can do at home to help mobilise your whole body to stretch out tight muscles and just let them release. It's really simple to do, you don't need any equipment, it's standing based. Just make sure you're standing without your shoes on. So we're going to set up to begin with our feet hip width apart. We always think about our hip bones being in line with our second toes. And just think about nice length through the spine. So we lift up through the crown of the head, but just think about the tailbone just gently tucking under so that we get length through the spine. So our pelvis is in neutral. And then just bring the arms down by your sides. We're going to start with some shoulder rolls. So we're thinking about just lifting the shoulders up towards your ears and then circling back and down. And just try and make these circles as big as you can while still thinking about that length through the spine. If it feels okay, we can make the circles a little bit bigger by fingertips up on top of your elbows and just drawing a circle from here. Whichever option you're doing, still think about the shoulder blades lifting and then squeezing together as they come back. Okay, last two. And then last one. Brilliant. Arms are going to come down by our sides now. Think about palms facing inwards, so the shoulders come back and the collarbone opens. We're going to soften the knees slightly, still keeping that length through the spine, and we're going to go into side bend. So let's keep this really small to begin with whilst we're just beginning to mobilise the body. So we focus on the pelvis staying still, and just slide in that second finger down the seam or the outside of your trouser leg. Now, if you're somebody with osteoporosis or osteopenia, you'll want to keep this movement small. Otherwise, if it's not hurting, then let's start to make this movement a little bit bigger, and just notice how far you can slide down on each side. Every time you come back to the center, try and lift up a little bit taller, lengthen up through the spine. Okay, let's do one more on each side. And then just your last one. Brilliant. Okay, give your legs a bit of a shake out, just so you're not on the same spot all the time. And then hands are coming up onto your pelvis now. We're going to go into a pelvic tilt, just tucking under slightly with the tailbone, and then tipping the pelvis forwards. So just tucking under slightly, and then tipping the front of the pelvis forwards. And you might feel stiff to start with, especially if you're quite stiff in the lower back and trying to get this movement. But just see if you can make the movement a little bit bigger each time if it's not increasing any symptoms of pain. You can check that we're getting movement just into the lumbar spine by placing your hands onto your ribs, making sure there's no movement here. Okay, let's just do one or two more. And then last one. Good. Okay, we're going to stagger our feet now. So just step one foot in front of you, but try and keep your feet hip width apart. We're going to take the opposite arm to the foot in front, reaching forwards and then sending it back. So we're lifting just to shoulder height, thinking about stretching through the elbow. See if you can follow that arm back now. So allowing the hips to turn and looking down your arm. If you're getting on okay, see if you can do it keeping your hips still this time. So we try and encourage more movement into the thoracic spine, into the upper back. And almost imagining you've got a set of headlights on your hip bones. If you're somebody with osteoporosis, osteopenia, you'll want to make sure you move your hips every time. Okay, let's do two more. And then just your last one. Excellent. We'll bring our feet wide, we'll do the other side in a moment. And just bring your hands onto your pelvis. Check that you're in a neutral pelvis. We're not allowing the pelvis to tip too far forward at the back or tucked under too far. From here, we're going to create that length through the spine again. And arms are coming across into the chest. We're going to go into a mini squat here. Just gently engage through your core muscles. Gently draw the belly button in the sides of the waist. Hips come back, bend the knees. So just a mini squat, but think about your weight coming back into our hip hinge movement to begin with. So we're back and down. Our heels should stay down into the floor. Then we should be able to keep this nice length through the spine as we come down. As a progression, you can add in some arms reaching forwards and then sending them back. Okay, do 2 more. So we're getting movement through the knees, the hips, and a little bit of core work. Brilliant. Give your legs a bit of a shake out again. Okay, let's stagger our feet again. Hopefully you can remember which foot in front. We're going to step that foot slightly forwards, but keep the feet hip width apart. Again, think about this length through the spine and the collarbone, chest open. So it's the opposite arm to the foot in front that reaches forwards and back. And if you're getting on okay, you're going to turn and follow that arm. So to begin with, we're making sure the hips turn at the same time. If you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, you keep going like this. Otherwise, see if you can now encourage the movement into the upper back by keeping your hips pointing forwards. Okay, let's do 2 more. And then last one. Excellent. Okay, so we're trying to get us to move our spines in as many different directions as we can. So we've had some rotation. We've been moving into side bends. We want to now get a bit of extension. So arms are going to come across into the chest. I want you to think about your sternum, which is your breastbone, of lifting up towards the ceiling. Soften the shoulders and think about that length through the spine again. Can you lift the sternum? So if my arms weren't there, it's the same move, lifting up. So we're getting movement into the upper back. If it helps, we breathe in to lift, out to rest. So it's in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Be careful not to lift the shoulders. Keep them nice and soft. Keep your spine long. Do 2 more. And then just your last one. Excellent. We're now going to work into the feet, just tapping heel to toe in front. If you need balance, then you can use a wall just to steady yourself. We tap heel and toe. So you're getting movement through the ankle of extending and flexing. If it feels okay, keep the toes down, circle the ankle. And you can always bring your foot up, test your balance, and see if you can circle off of the floor. And in the opposite direction. Okay, other side, heel to toe. Circles, either with the toes down, or test your balance and lift your foot up. Going in the opposite direction. Good. Let's bring our feet back again. We're just going to go into a full body stretch here to finish. So let both arms lift up above your head and then come back down again. If you want to bend your knees to lift up, you can. But just feel as though it's a tall stretch lifting. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Do 1 more. And that's us done. Stretched, released, and a bit of mobility work.